Alright people, I'm working on the Mercury 9. You can see 3 of the 4 prop discs are there. 1 broke and fell off. This little C-130 is a very fragile thing. I have the prop disc there. And Nellie noticed this line running through the back of it. Apparently I didn't get the plastic protective. No, that's the decal. The decal just came right off of it. I can put the decal back on. I'll get it glued down. Someone taught me how to do that, so I can get that prop disc redone. I also have spares of those, so I can just cut out a new one if I really want to and put it on there. Speaking of decals, there's no markings on that plane. We need markings, so I made some custom markings. This is on paper. This is a proof sheet, just to make sure I got the sizing right. I print them on paper, compare them before I print them on decal film. I also print them on photo paper before I print them on decal film, in case I have to do some adjusting. I fired up the old computer up here. Yeah, there's something on the screen. It really don't matter if you guys see that, but just my Wi-Fi. There's no key, so you guys can't see exactly what's going on. This computer is running Windows XP. It was running Windows Vista until Vista crapped out on it 5 times in a 6-month period. I finally said, screw you, Microsoft, and I did not upgrade Vista. I do have Windows 7 for the computer. I'm just waiting for the time to put Windows 7 on it. Okay? But it's hooked up to a printer, and my photo printer's up here. So anytime I want to print photos, I got to use this. I don't have much time tonight, and I don't have much time. The big spring contest is coming, and it's less than a week away, so I got to get some of this done really, really soon, or I'm not doing it at all. Well, that's not true. I'm not going crazy like the Mercury 9 for this big spring contest. I got a wife, I've got a child, I've got a job where I work 50 hours a week. Put all those things together, and I'm getting about an hour and a half a week to work on models with between now and May. The big spring contest was good for me before because it ended in June, and I don't work much in June. But now, no, it ends at the end of May, and I work pretty hard right up until the last 2 weeks of May. But I have those 2 weeks off, so we'll see what we can pull off. Right there, glance of what the prizes are I'm going to give away. I know some of you will pause the screen and look at it, but that's okay. Yes, the armor people are going to want one of those prizes pretty bad. But anyhow, getting back to this, the other thing I've done is I was having a hard time doing the streak markings on the Mercury 9 up here. And I messed up on the helipad. I didn't mess it up, but I kept trying to do the helipad with white decal film. In fact, here's some remnants of the H I was trying to cut. I couldn't get anything to cut straight and go straight, so I got out my vinyl cutter, and I'm going to put a link to that video of the last time I used the vinyl cutter. But I made some paper paint mask. This is all perfectly in scale for a 1/350. That circle right there is... it's a vinyl cutter / paper cutter. That's my helipad circle. Okay? And if I put it in there, it's going to fit just perfectly. And it fits just perfectly. You guys can see it better than me right now, but I know it fits in there just perfectly. And that'll give me the perfect marking. I'm going to have to figure out how to put that down on the... put these paper masks down. I made a spare. I've got more than one paper mask here. I'm going to have to figure out how to put them down so that they hold down to the plastic really well. I think I can do it, because I'm going to use the Sotar, which I can control the paint really well on it. So anyhow, I'm going to get busy. Water tank is here. It's going to get future coated so I can put some decals on it. And again, these are the decals I'm going to make tonight. So I got to get busy, because you see that time? It's 8:52. I've got 20 or 30 minutes and this gets shut down for the night. I'm not keeping the wife and child up tonight while I work. So we're almost out of time. Contest, less than a week. It's Sunday. The contest starts Friday. I'm going to keep working on Mercury 9 during the contest, though, because, again, the contest build I'm doing this time around is not like the Mercury 9. I'm taking a different approach. I'm taking something that shouldn't drive me bonkers trying to finish. Talk to you guys later. Alright everyone, this is why I print on photo cards before I print on decal film. My first print was right on the edge. That's no good. So I had to adjust it. Now my second print, I have a problem. Those stop signs are a teeny bit small. I thought I got the scale right on them and I didn't. Hang on a second. I'm going to get something here. These are my little peoples. Okay? You can see the little people right there. Now, stop sign should go bigger than that, according to the people. I didn't properly scale it when I printed those. So I'm going to have to go downstairs, re-edit, and reprint, because I don't think I can edit it up here. I don't think I have the original stop sign photo file. I will look and see. I can probably find the stop sign photo file on the internet well enough. But I don't think I have photo editing software up here like I do downstairs. So, I'll be back. That's got to be fixed. They just got to be a teeny bit bigger. But if you get a magnifying glass, they actually say stop, which I think is really cool. Alright, back in a bit. Alright everyone, I'm having a lot of trouble getting the roadway markings done on the Mercury 9. So I took my paper cutter and I had to cut some strips. Now those are in scale for 1/350 for roadway markings. That ding was a text message. I took my paper strip and I have taped it down to a sheet of styrene for practice. We're going to see if this works. This is just masking off the rest of the styrene so I can keep it the colors they are. And if this works, then I'm going to go up to the Mercury 9. I'm going to tape these paper masks down and we're going to paint with them. I don't see why it wouldn't, because I got the tape pretty tied up on either side. It holds it down very well. So, I'm going to give it a try and I'll show you the results. Okay everyone, as you can see, the paper masks do work. They're a little fuzzy around the edges. Ooh, helps if you can hold on to things. But I blame two things for that. One, I used rattle can to spray that with. I was in a hurry. I didn't feel like getting out the airbrush or anything. So rattle can it was. Second one, I pulled the paint mask off right away. That's enamel paint, and I pulled the paint mask off 10 seconds after I sprayed it. 3, it's rattle can, and you have very little control on it, and I was everywhere with it. So, the angle wasn't consistent. Lots of paint flooded it, various other things. I think if I do it with an airbrush, it'll be fine. And that's what I'm going to do. So I'm going to get my paint mask cut and laid out on the Mercury 9. But before I do that, I'm going to clear coat those roadways, because I don't want the tape pulling up. This blue painter's tape, I'll probably use Tamiya tape, to be honest with you. I used the blue painter tape on this because this was good paint. This is a primer. Not that it's not good paint up there, but I would rather use better tape than this. So I'm going to use some Tamiya tape. I'm going to tape the paint mask down. Once I get that done, I'm going to get out the airbrush and paint it properly with some flat white paint. But I'm going to seal them down first, so I got some painting to do. Actually got a lot of painting to do on the Mercury 9. By the way, custom decals are made for the water tank, the C-130, and the stop signs I'm going to use. If you really look closely, those signs do say stop. And they're about right in scale. They might be a teeny bit too big, but that's going to allow me discretion on messing up and cutting them. Let me get a figure real quick so you guys can put them in scale. Okay? Here's my decal for a stop sign. Here's a person. I think they're properly in scale, because he would be holding that across his hands. If anything, they might be a teeny bit too small. The stop signs are 2.5 feet across. No. Yeah, if anything, they're a teeny bit too small. Well, anyhow, I'm going to get back at it. I'm not going to sit here and ramble at the camera. Alright, everyone. We have a brand new shiny C-130 here, because I sprayed it with Future last night. Same thing with the oil tank. I didn't really coat the oil tank up real heavily with the Future. And I thought I saw run marks earlier. No, that's just imperfections in the surface of the oil tank. And we have a set of custom homemade decals. Yes, there's some stop signs there. I'm going to make some stop signs today for the Mercury 9. What I'm going to do now is start cutting out decals and putting them on these vehicle, well, the vehicle and the water tank. The big Project Mercury 9 goes on the water tank. I'm putting it on two sides. The rest of them are for the C-130, and I didn't really get a lot of decals for the C-130. I didn't feel like spending too much time on that. But I got enough to outline it. I'm going to turn on the computer and figure out where they're supposed to go because, well, that file's downstairs. And I don't feel like going downstairs to get it. But anyhow, I will be back after I get the decals on these two. Alright everyone, I got my decal work done. There's a water tower. I think it looks better from this perspective up here. That white is where some water got through the future. I'm going to let it sit and see if it gasses out and unclouds. If it doesn't, I'll hit it with a little bit of sandpaper and I'll probably do it. Okay. So there's that one. The C-130 sitting here, and I have to be very careful with it because even touching it and decals move. You can see what I did for the tail markings. They match the water tower. Wing marking, I did not print off a USAF right there. I'm going to go through my decal stash and see if I can find one. Markings on both sides do match, however. It says USAF right there. I wanted this one to be low-key marked. I mean low-key with the markings. But there has to be some markings on it. Again, I'm going to look and see if I can find a USAF there. If not, I got to print one. But other than that, once those decals set up, I can clear coat this in about 5 or 6 hours. Get rid of the gloss. Then all I have left to do is set the fiber optics and mount her on the base. And the C-130 is done. Oh yeah, I'm going to do a light wash on this after I do my first clear coat. Not a light wash, but I'm going to get some oil paints out and try to get the panel lines to show up better. Okay? Anyhow, going to go. BB informed me she's hungry and I need to go take care of her. I'll be back in a little bit. Alright everyone, I'm about ready to do some painting on the base. I've taken my paper mask, and yes, these are paper. And I've laid them out, and I've cut it fairly close. Here's one I didn't put the tape down on yet, so you can see, and I got to get tape on that. And I got to put some tape across here. This tape is pulling up the green paint underneath. This green paint is pulling up with the tape. Not surprised, that's a lightweight spackle. I probably didn't clean it real well before I started painting because I was in such a rush back then. We're going to see how this works. I already did a test shot on it with some enamel paint in a spray can. Came out looking just exactly the way I wanted it. Now we're going to run some through the airbrush on this and see how it works. This is going to get painted a light gray. Again, you've already seen earlier the oil tank. The oil tank is pretty much done. It's going to sit right there. It's not done. I need to patch that white spot. And I got some ideas on that. I need to patch that white spot. That's going to look good sitting there. C-130 is really close to done. It's going to sit here. I think it's going to look good sitting there. Okay, I need to clear coat the C-130 in the tank, weather the tank, clear coat it. C-130, once it's clear coated, is going to get some pin washes, oil washes, whatever you want to call it, to get some panel lines delineated here. And then it's going to get a dull coat because C-130 should not be bright and shiny like that. I really like how those prop discs came out on that thing too. It looks good to me. Yeah. Once I get done with the spray painting right here, I can get those fences laid down. I can get my stop signs made. I get the fences and the stop signs made today. I've had some good progress and I will be in happy, happy land. Alright, I'm going to get painting. I'll show you guys the end result of my paper mask experiment. I think it's going to come out okay.